My legacy is hope and kindness.
Tikkun Olam, repair of the world.
Optimism and a celebration of life.
Building the Jewish nation spiritually and ensuring that we continue to do so forever.
Telling my parents' story.
My legacy is I'm the daughter of the Shoah. That's what I am, daughter of the Holocaust.
My grandfather was the only one from his family to survive. And he has today over 400 living descendants.
Both of my parents survived Auschwitz and lost everyone, their wives, their husbands, and their children.
My mother and my father were both survivors. Had they not gone through the hell that they went through, I wouldn't be here today.
My parents weren't angry people. They survived something terrible, but that's not what occupied their lives.
They made me who I am, okay? There's no doubt there that I am fashioned after the values and what they taught us in life.
My Uncle Joe Engel, who was a survivor of Auschwitz, came to live with us after he was liberated. He was the kind of person I truly believe he looked forward, not back.
My dad always said the best revenge against the Nazis, the Deutschen, the Germans, was to have the best life you could have. And looking back, they had a great life. They survived, they had hope to get married, have children, build a new country, come to another country.
As a legacy, they felt it's important to celebrate things as properly and as fully as possible.
My grandparents, I know, and my uncle don't want me sitting around crying because of what happened. Just like they came to America and moved on, they want me to love the life that I have and to build a life of joy and happiness and live that. Because if not, what did they survive for?
Be nice. Love everybody. That was Joe's story. It's changed my life. It has given me a better outlook. I think things that were just small things that were not important are important. I try to live my life to the fullest.
I believe we're in a very dangerous place right now in our country.
It is scary. It is dangerous. I didn't ever think I would see anti-Semitism at this level.
My grandparents' legacy that they left with me was one of commitment to family, commitment to my community, Jewish and the wider community, and commitment to the state of Israel.
The experience of the Holocaust as part of collective Jewish memory means that it's embedded in our DNA. We can be resilient, we can be strong, but our narrative also has to be a cautionary one. Terrible things can happen.
Look at it as a lesson to be learned, a warning sign that when minorities, political dissidents, Jews, people of different sexual orientation are persecuted, that we as a society need to stand up. Standing up when a black church is shot up, that's one way their legacy is lived on.
I think what Charleston's done with Holocaust remembrance programs and Holocaust memorials, Yom HaShoah events, etc., has been incredibly powerful to see everybody come together.
The Remember program, the Speakers Bureau, the Remember Project, the annual Yom HaShoah commemoration serve a critical need in educating the community about the evil that was the Holocaust.
One of our scrolls in our art is a Holocaust surviving scroll from the Czech Republic. There's a bit of pride just having it as a part of our spiritual space, but there's a different level of pride when you bring it out, you engage it.
I interviewed numerous survivors around South Carolina to document their stories for posterity. I've reached a part of my life now where I can spend a lot more time speaking to people about what my parents lived through. And, you know, when Joe Engel passed away last year, he said, don't you let them forget my story. And I won't, because there's so much to be learned from what he went through. If we don't know our past, we can't try to fight the things that are ahead of us in our future to keep it from happening again.
I have been speaking about the Holocaust for over 30 years. It's my way of fighting anti-Semitism hate.
Sometimes it's difficult to talk about it, and I sometimes get emotional. thinking about my parents. But most of the time, I feel very good about getting that story out, especially when students or other people ask questions.
I started teaching the Holocaust as part of a memoir unit in high school English class about Elie Wiesel's Night. And the children of survivors come into my classroom to speak. The level of respect that students have for someone who may not have witnessed the atrocities of the Holocaust, but grew up in a family, and how that was communicated to them is profound.
I find that when people hear that 6 million people or 11 million people were murdered during the Holocaust, they can't get their arms around that. But when you tell stories about your family, personal stories, that resonates with people.
When I speak to kids, I tell my parents' story, and I try to bring in the power of one. How, a lot of kids say, I'm one person, what can I do? What you can do a lot.
Contemporary students are faced with a barrage of misinformation and propaganda. And so one of the goals in the classroom is to equip them with accurate knowledge from firsthand accounts and how stories are passed from generation to generation to keep memories alive.
I tell them we hardly have any Holocaust survivors left. And we as second generation are not getting any younger. So I tell them I'm making you our ambassadors against hate.
When I see what's going on in our world today, and I look at the people who are being trained to teach the Holocaust, who are teaching the Holocaust, and who are learning about the Holocaust, I feel very hopeful. They're so committed, they're so passionate, they're so dynamic and interested, and they want to be leaders. And I'm confident that they will carry the torch.
My legacy is service to the community.
True to yourself, kind to everybody, and love everybody.
I hope my legacy will be humility, enough to learn from those I'm blessed to serve.
My legacy is keeping the survivor stories alive.
My legacy is teaching my students to tell their stories.
My legacy is empowering the next generation.
My legacy is Jewish education, Jewish identity, Jewish love, and to live up to that legacy of being strong and proud Jews everywhere we go, every single day.